Have you ever felt like you are doing all the things right? You're eating healthy, you're staying active, you're exercising, you're praying, you're being consistent, and yet your body still isn't responding? You're not crazy and you're not failing. Sometimes the issue isn't what you're doing, it's what you're missing underneath. In today's episode, we're going to talk about why your body might be resisting healing even when you're doing everything right, and how stress, isolation, and striving can keep you stuck. And I'll share what it really looks like to heal in rhythm with God's design, not alone, but together, inside something that I have been building just for you. Let's go. It's review time, y'all, and I am through my reviews. Can you believe that? I have read them all to you, or at least since I've been starting from that point on forward, I've read them all. But y'all, I've had over 1,000 downloads since this time last week, thanks to you all, and I appreciate that so much. But I've only got 232 reviews for the whole history of my show. That means a lot of you think your voice does not matter, but let me assure you that it does. If you have never taken the time to leave me a review, won't you let today be the day? All you have to do is go to Apple Podcasts, click on the little review section where it says write a review, click on that star on the far right, and then a little box will come up, and type a few words in there to let me know how the podcast has impacted your life and what you like about it. Or if you don't have access to an Apple product, that's okay. You can head to my YouTube channel, which is just called If Mama Ain't Healthy, Ain't Nobody Healthy. You can find a link in the show notes if you can't find it just by searching, and you can leave comments there. Both of those things help me to find other women just like you. So many of you, whether you realize it or not, found me because someone else did what I'm asking you to do, because by them taking the time to give feedback in this way, my show showed up in your search results. And so it really, really does matter. This is how women find me. This is how they get this same content that you've been getting and hopefully benefiting from. So I hope you'll do that for me between now and next week. If you do, just be ready, because you will be hearing your review read in this segment very soon. Okay, let's get started. You know that feeling when you've been trying so hard for so long? You've been eating healthy, drinking the water, taking the supplements, exercising, praying for a breakthrough, and still something feels off. You wake up tired, you try to do all the things, but the scale doesn't budge. You try to stay positive, but the anxiety, the brain fog, or inflammation just keeps creeping in, seemingly no matter what you do. And then the doubt sets in. What's wrong with me? You start to think that maybe your willpower isn't strong enough, or maybe you're just broken in some way. But I want you to hear me clearly. You are not broken, and you are not failing. You are doing your best with what you've been taught. And the truth is, sometimes our culture's version of health misses the deeper layers of how God designed our bodies to function and how He designed our bodies to heal. Because true health isn't just what you eat or how you move. That's part of it, but that's not everything. It's how your mind, body, and spirit live in alignment with His design, with the way that He made your body to work. If your body isn't responding the way that you had hoped it would, it might be because you're doing, or excuse me, it might not be because you're doing something wrong. It might be because your body is asking for something different, something deeper, like rest, safety, peace, connection. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today and what we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. But we're going to take it a little bit different angle today. We're going to dig into why your body can resist healing even when you're doing the right things. We're going to look at what's really happening underneath and how to finally start working with your body instead of against it. Hear me when I say this. And so many of you I know are going to say, oh, this isn't me. She's not talking about me. I don't do this. Sorry for the sniffle. If you already have that thought in your head, I want you to realize I probably am talking to you. Because some of you are working way too hard in a way that God never designed a woman's body to work. You are pulling hours that are unnatural. You are trying to be all the things to all the people. You are trying to put 7 days of work into, you're trying to put 10 days of work into 7 days. As if that's even possible. Even God took a day off. Your body knows it's not going to work. And it's trying to tell you as much. It's trying to get that message across to you through these symptoms that you're having, through these problems that you're having. But you're so busy, you don't have the time to listen. Here's the thing. You can only ignore it for so long. It will get your attention eventually. And it will stop you in your tracks if you don't start to pay attention. So if you're feeling like nothing you're doing is working, you're just kind of pushing it to the back burner, you're ignoring it, consider that this misalignment with God's design has impacts far beyond what you may have realized. We often think of healing as something that we do, like we eat the right foods, we take the right supplements, we follow the right plan. But the body doesn't heal just because you tell it to. It heals when it feels safe enough to. And I'm not just talking about physical safety from harm from the world. I'm talking about safety from overwork, from not knowing how to balance all you're trying to get it to do. When you've been through years of stress and trauma, burnout, or even chronic busyness, which many of you don't really consider to be a problem, but it is. Even those stay-at-home mamas of you who are like, oh, no, I'm not overworking, many of you are. You are running yourselves in the ground by running from one thing to the next through this chronic cycle of being so busy that your nervous system will stay in survival mode, in fight, flight, or freeze. Even when life has calmed down, even when you think it's not going on, you're still there unless you have taken certain steps to get yourself back out of it. See, in that state, your hormones shift. Your digestion slows down. Inflammation rises. Insulin resistance rises. And your body starts to conserve energy instead of releasing it. And often that conservation of energy is in the form of fat. Because it stores, the excess insulin stores that extra energy on your body as fat. It is a fat storing hormone so that it'll be there to burn later because you're running at such a high rate. It's not really sure it's going to be able to keep up. So it's got to give this extra energy storage just in case. So this is why you can be doing everything right on paper and still not see the progress that you were hoping for because your body is still waiting for that one thing: safety. And here's the part that we often miss. Again, as I mentioned, safety is not just physical. It's emotional and it's spiritual too. Your body needs to know that you are not alone, that you are supported, that you can rest in God's design instead of striving for control in every aspect. How many of you are striving to be in control of every detail rather than putting your faith and your trust in the one who not only created you, but created the entire world and all that's in it? He made your body. He knows in a way that no one can truly fathom exactly how your body works, in ways that science textbooks will never be able to explain. And yet you feel the need to try to be in control of that and everything else. And if we're being honest, the fact that you're trying to control it and it's still not working is driving you crazy, and it's making you want to give up. Don't give up. Let's talk about what it means to work with your body instead of against it. Let's see what we can do differently to start to move the needle. Number one, we need to slow down and create margin. Healing happens in margin, not in a hurry. You need to give yourself permission to rest without guilt, to stop doing all the extras, and to start noticing how your body feels, the signals it's sending you about what's really going on. This is not laziness, it's obedience. As I mentioned before, even God rested. Jesus rested. We have to remember that we are not designed to go, go, go all the time. We have to rest and recharge. It's in that rest where the healing can begin. Number two, we need to nourish instead of restrict. Nourish our bodies with the foods and the environments and the lifestyle God intended us to have, rather than restricting. What do I mean by that? Well, instead of chasing more supplements, more workouts, more diets, which is restrictive by nature, think about the nourishment. Think about the things that your body needs to thrive and how you can give those things to your body through things like whole food, sunshine, laughter, prayer, deep breathing, meaningful conversation. These are the things that feed your soul, thereby regulating your hormones. Number three, seek support instead of self-sufficiency. See, you were never meant to do this alone. Whether it's through a trusted friend, a coach like me, a community of women like what I'm building, these women who are walking the same path that you're walking, these avenues of support and connection literally change your biology. These paths to connection tell your nervous system, I'm safe now. You did not get here by yourself, and you will likely not get out of here. And you will likely not get out of the rut you're in by yourself. You need support from like-minded individuals who will help you stay motivated, to help you get back in line when you fall out of line, to help you to keep your eyes on God's design and keep your focus on getting yourself in line with His design. And the fourth thing you can do is to reconnect your spiritual and physical health. You hear me talk about this a lot on this podcast. The world has convinced us thoroughly that our health is separate than our faith. That over here, we can do things one way, and we don't really have to worry about God over here because He's not really worried about this anyway. And we can do it the way the world has told us is okay. And then over here is our Sunday morning thing, and that's what we do on Sunday morning. But that's really over here. It's just Sunday morning. That is a lie. These two worlds must come together because God created our spiritual being and our physical being. And they were never meant to be separate. And when we were convinced across the course of history to separate them, we then brought in this sickness and this lack of wellness in mind, body, and spirit. But when you invite God into your healing by inviting Him into your physical health, your physical wellness, by looking to Him to see, how did He mean for me to live? How did He mean for my body to work? When you start looking to Him for that, when you ask Him to renew your mind, to help you reorder your rhythms, to restore your peace, your physiology will follow. See, that's why I'm building Verity Village, because sometimes what's missing is not just another protocol, it's the people. This community is going to offer faith-based wellness, connection, accountability, the education that maybe you've grown to be mistrustful of in the world, because so much of it is hard to believe, and we find out later that it was a lie anyway. We'll have that there, in peace. You cannot heal your body in the same isolation that made it unwell. I know we oftentimes think we live in a world of social media, and so, in one way we're like more connected with people, but really we feel isolated. We get pulled into our own little worlds. We don't have real connection, and this village is going to have that real connection, the safety, the connection, and the truth that are all built into God's design for how we commune with one another. It's why I'm creating this village, a space where Christian women can find faith-based teaching, can find support, can find connection while walking out their healing journey. Because sometimes what your body needs isn't another supplement. It's not just one more pill. It's someone beside you saying, you're not crazy, you're not alone, and God's not done with you yet. I said last week, this is a place for the weirdos. I had a friend of mine contact me. He's like, yep, that's you. You're a weirdo. These are the kind of friends I have, right? I like to joke around a lot and they like to get me back. But I hope you understood what I meant by that. We are not crazy for wanting to follow God's design. The world calls us crazy. The world calls us weird. But we're trying to live in alignment with what He's taught us in His Word. So if you've been doing all the right things and still not feeling the breakthrough that you've been praying for, maybe it's not your willpower that's missing. Maybe it's your support system. Because healing was never meant to happen alone. God designed us for community, to be strengthened, encouraged, and reminded of what's true when we forget. Now, the community is not live just yet, but I would love for you to be a part of the very first group when it opens. You can join the wait list now through the link in the show notes or the link in my bio, or if you want to type it in, you can go to https://www.morriswellnessservices.com/village waiting. I know it seems kind of like I'm belaboring the point, but apparently if you leave out those first parts and just put in Morris Wellness Services, sometimes it's not working. So you've got to put in the whole thing to get it to work, but the links are there for you if you don't want to type it in. As a thank you for joining the list, you're going to get an exclusive founding member discount when the doors open. Because you don't have to keep doing this alone, friend. Healing happens in truth and in community, and you're going to have both there in a way that no Facebook group, no social media, no anything like that really can truly provide. And while there is immense benefit to having in-person community, the reality of our day and time is that it is very hard for some of us, depending on where we live, to find the people that we need to support us on this journey. We find ourselves peppered here and there and not being able to physically come together. So this is going to be the next best thing. And just a little bug in your ear. I am beginning the thinking process of planning a retreat at some point in the future as well, so we can have the in-person part as well. And members of this community will be the first to be aware, to learn about it and to be invited to join it. Now, if you're listening and you're thinking, I know I need help from her. I know I need somebody to help me make sense of this all. This is also your invitation for that. You don't have to keep guessing or trying to piece everything together on your own, because that is exactly what my one-on-one coaching mentorship is for. I help you understand what's really going on in your body, in your specific situation, and we bring it back into balance. Finally, so that you can finally start feeling like yourself again. We look at your labs, we look at your life, we look at your habits, and then we help you get the transformation into who you know God made you to be. And it happens pretty quickly for many of my clients, because once you have that view of the whole big picture, it's so easy to see the path and to get moving. And when you have that support, it makes all the difference. You can apply through the link in my show notes or my bio. There is no pressure. It's just a conversation. And guess what? As a one-on-one coaching mentorship client, you will automatically be among the founding members of Verity Village, because you are already a part of the heart of what this mission is all about. As always, I appreciate so much getting to spend some time with you today. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to what I have to say, and so many of you working to apply it to your lives. I appreciate you more than you know. The show would be nothing if you weren't here. So thank you for being a part of my community, and I look forward to meeting you back here next week.